Now, if you are brand new to cold calling, I've got a video link right up there that will help you set up your cold calling system. And then in today's video, we are talking about those 5 truths of cold calling that are undeniable. And I can say that because I've been doing this for about 7 years now. Let's go. Truth number 1, the money is in the follow-up. I feel so strongly about this statement that if you don't even have a follow-up system in place, I don't even want you to cold call. And you know how much I want you to do that, right? So if I'm that extreme with my sentiment here, there's a reason behind it. I would say 97% of leads do not convert on the first call. It just doesn't happen. You catch them at a time where they're busy, they're distracted, maybe they're taking a break from the market if they're unexpired, maybe they're not really feeling you at that first phone call or whatever reason. You have to be patient and you have to nurture the lead. The game of lead generation with calling is you want the lead to know you want the lead to like you, and you want the lead to trust you. And the way that happens is when you continue to reach out and let them know that, hey, I'm still here and I'm still ready to help you buy or sell real estate whenever you're ready. You're going to call them, you're going to send them a text message, you're going to send them an email, you're going to get them on your newsletter that you send out 1 or 2 a month. So that's how you're going to win the lead over. It doesn't happen immediately. Again, if you don't have a follow-up system, it's not going to work. So you definitely need to get one in place. Number 2, your favorite, my favorite, rejection. Rejection is part of this game. When you're trying to sell anything, if it's real estate or shoes or popsicles or carpeting, I mean, rejection is everywhere because not everybody needs our services or wants our services, and that's okay. Our job is to find somebody that does. So we continue and we continue and we continue making these dials until we connect with that person. And I think a lot of people that are afraid of cold calling are afraid of the rejection, but more specifically, they're afraid of somebody getting really nasty and really ugly on a phone call. And I have probably made hundreds of thousands of dials in all of my years of being an ISA and now more recently being a new real estate agent. And I can tell you the percentage of people that are super, super ugly, it's probably like maybe 1.5%. It's so minuscule. So to let that very small segment of people, which is, you know what, maybe it's even less than 1%. I mean, it happens, but it's so rare. To let that percentage of people get in the way of you earning money, doing something that you're good at because you're afraid that you're going to encounter this small, very small segment of the population. I mean, it doesn't make sense, does it? You've got to get over your fear of rejection. It's okay to be rejected. If you're getting rejected, that means you're working. And that's a good thing because work is going to lead us to a payday, a closing. Number 3, know your scripts. It is super important that when you first get started, or even if you've been doing this for a while, that you have a couple of role play partners that you can practice with several times a week so that the scripting becomes more and more natural to you. Objections in cold calling are going to happen. It's just inevitable. People are not always going to want to do business with you, which is a good thing because I don't think we could service all the 200 people that we call in a given day every day, right? So you've got to get comfortable handling these objections. And they're basically the same. You hear them all the time. No, we're good right now. We don't need an agent. We've got one that we're comfortable with. Or we're not selling at this time of year. We don't believe in agents. We don't want to pay commission. The list goes on and on. And the way to get comfortable in handling that pushback that you're getting from these leads is to practice the scripts. It's really going to boost your confidence. When I first started out, I role played a lot. And then like my second or third year, I continued to role play with different people. It's important to have a couple of different role play partners because inevitably somebody is going to have to cancel on you because something else comes up in their schedule, but you don't want to not role play, especially when you're first getting started. It is critical to your development as an ISA or as a real estate agent. Practice is going to make you more comfortable, and being more comfortable is going to make you more successful. Number 4, people need us. And the best way for me to kind of illustrate this to you is I'm going to give you an example from my own life. Years ago, I wrote a screenplay and I worked really hard on it. I worked with a screenwriting consultant out in LA. He helped me work through multiple drafts, and then we finally got finished working on the script and we were done. He said to me, "All right, Mandy, we're done with the script. It looks great. You got a great story here. It's time to get on the phone and start calling literary agents and producers to try to get this script sold. And I was like, well, wait a minute. I'm glad that you helped me write the script and I believe in it. I think it's great, but I don't feel comfortable calling these people. I don't want to bother them. And he said to me, I want you to listen up. He said, Mandy, you're not bothering them. They need you. They're looking for good material to produce. That is their job. And you have a great story. You need to make these calls because these people need you. And when he said it like that, like a little bell went off in my head, I was like, oh, okay, so I'm helping them. And that's why you'll notice that in a lot of my videos, I refer to cold calling as community outreach. If you are of the mindset that you're making these calls because you're out there to help people, it's a lot easier to make the calls. If you feel as though you're bothering them, then I can understand why you wouldn't want to make the calls. We don't want to bother people, right? But you are a trained professional. You've worked hard to get your license. You work hard getting your continuing education classes completed. You work hard staying on top of the market, doing whatever you have to do to be a good agent. So you are a very good resource. And if you believe in yourself, making these calls is going to be a lot easier. You're doing community outreach. You're there to help people solve their problem of getting their home sold or buying a new one. And that brings us to number 5. This is not rocket science, folks. I am not a rocket scientist. I wish I was that intelligent, but I'm not. You can do this. You truly can. There's 3 things that you need to be successful. You need to have empathy, you need to time block, and you need to be disciplined. The only difference right now between you and me is that I'm out there making the calls and you're not. And it's time that you start, because you know who else is making the calls? Our competition. They're trying to connect with sellers just like we are. And there's no reason why you can't do this. As a matter of fact, you might even be better than me. Because as I've said before, I'm a new real estate agent just trying to ramp up business, and you maybe have been in the business a while, so you might have more skills than me. But the difference between the two of us is that I'm going to reach that lead that wants to sell because I'm making the call. There's no reason why you can't be making these calls. Get your system set up. Care about people. That's the fundamental thing. Get disciplined, time block, and just make the dials on a regular basis, whatever that looks like for you. And you will see changes in your business. You will see new opportunities opening up because of your hard work. This is not easy. There's a lot of, nurturing and ramping up, but once you get a pipeline going, you will see changes in your business. I've seen it with the teams that I've worked with, and I'm getting some traction here as a new agent, and you can too. There's nothing different between you and I. It's just the person that's making the calls and the person that's not. It takes work to ramp up. Be patient with yourself. You can do this. We've got a new year on the horizon. The time is now to create your business plan. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you found this video to be helpful. 2024 is right around the corner. Get your system set up. I'll see you on the next video.